Welcome to Gear Shift, a podcast dedicated to all aspects of vehicle ownership with your hosts, Christoph and Casper. Alrighty, everybody. This is Gear Shift.
What up, what up, what up?
And you are listening to the Wookies In The Woods episode. This is episode 14.
Facts. So this is an episode for Wookies In The Woods, which we were down at together.
Correct. Yeah, so obviously this was last week.
Yes.
We are recording this afterwards. We did 5 interviews, I think.
Was it 5?
5 interviews. So
yeah.
In order, we have Brandon Schulze. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Lui Avilés from Automobile Day Spa is in it. We have David Stafford, who has the blue Mark V Supercharged R32 done by Exit 9. We have Todd Peach, Mr. Peach himself from Washington State. And we have Louis back again. And then we have Abe, the one and the only, my favorite Abe. He has had his mind blown less than the other famous Abe, Mr. Lincoln himself. So we have all of them on, and Casper and I go back and forth and interview these people and talk about some other things during their endeavors down the Wookies in the Woods. So this was my 5th year down and your 2nd year down.
Correct.
So how was your 2nd year compared to your 1st year?
Very good. I think I liked that. I was kind of cautious at first, or a little bit, I don't want to say scared, but I was a little bit intimidated, having driven the Dragon for the first time, or for the first series of times last year in the DSG R32, which was, I don't want to say heavily modded, because it wasn't, but it really wasn't heavily.
Big power.
But I had a couple of simple bolt-ons, some suspension work, some pretty good sticky tires, and a little bit of noise and whatnot. And I think because I still looked at it as an automatic. Yeah, it's a DSG, but I still looked at it as I don't have to manually shift.
Did you do sport or did you paddle last year?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I did a little bit of both. But then coming down this year in a manual car that is completely stock, on all-season tires that I was a little bit wary about, which turned out to be pretty good, but I was still very wary about it. I think my focus increased, and it actually forced me to drive more consistently and in better lines, and I actually had a better driving experience this year than I did last year.
Because you feel a little bit more connected? Is that?
Yes,
okay.
I definitely did. And it has nothing to do with, I was in a real car with 3 pedals. No, I think it was just that I was forced, because I knew that I didn't have that little bit of suspension or that little bit of tire to save me. I had to be way more focused. The only modification, if you want to call it that, was that I had racing brake fluid this year versus last year, because I did catch brake fade last year. And
how'd that hold up for you this year?
It was fantastic. None
Which,
anywhere.
You should all go to the swag store and buy Liquid Moly racing brake fluid, now in stock.
Yeah, very good. I had no issues. I was braking, from what I remember, pretty much the same way I was last year. Perhaps last year I was a little bit more aggressive in some
you had
aspects.
less weight this year too.
I did, because there is a 250-pound or so difference between the two cars.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so it is quite a bit of a difference. I was a little worried about the Thursday runs
with the rain,
with the
leftover moisture.
Yeah. So I was again being very cautious, but I did not really have any oh shit moments, which I did have 1 or 2, mainly just because of that brake fade incident. I think the year before, but I felt like I improved a lot on my lines. I'm not going to say I mastered it, but I definitely figured out how to heel toe this car. Toto in my case. So I was able to replicate a close example of the driving that I wanted to achieve when I was there. So I had a blast. It was very good. Plus, we went to kind of, explore a little bit past the Dragon with all these different roads. And there's a lot of nice scenery down there that, we didn't really even think about. That's pretty cool.
And it was nice this year. So I've gone down there, like I said, this is my 5th time. I've gone down, it's always in the beginning of April-ish. But there have been other years in the past where it has fluctuated in like the 2nd week, going mid-April. And the scenery definitely dictates depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
So this year was nice. We actually had greenery on the trees, which was really nice.
It wasn't too cold. It was a little chilly, I want to say, until like morning, once the temperatures peaked.
Wednesday was down. Thursday was down.
Yeah.
Friday was nice, but windy.
Yeah.
And Saturday was gorgeous.
Spot on.
And of course, just in time for us to leave, Sunday was beautiful.
Yeah, of course.
But no, going down there, I've driven a couple cars on the Dragon. I drove my GLI on the first year, which just had FK Silverline coilovers, which were slammed. And I think I was running a 215 tire, which is pretty narrow on a bigger car, and that was stick. So that was the very first car I drove on the Dragon was a Stance Revolution Mark V GLI, which was stage 2, so I was pushing around 240 to the wheel. Very fun. Then I drove Crystal's R32, which at that point was stock and with an intake. That's really it. Mm-hmm. It was fun. And then we've taken the R32 every year from there on out. I drove Eric's Golf R, which is a Mark 6 down there. I think actually I was the first person to use his no lift shift because I think he just was uncomfortable.
Unsure,
not unsure, but not comfortable yet to use it. And I was like, I'll give it a go. So I did. And but that was my first bigger horsepower vehicle to drive on the Dragon. And there is a more connected feel with stick. I do agree with you. I still prefer to drive the DSG down there because. And here's why. Not because it's a lazy I do less, but there is an element to that where I can focus more on what's in front of me.
Yeah.
I do paddle shifting. Crystal sticks it in sport. I only paddle shift for that. So I still am shifting. Yeah, I'm not using a foot, but I still shift. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was two different things, and I think I would love to now, having driven in a non, I guess, I don't know what the word for it is, in a very amateurish and I think the word is sloppy. Last year I was sloppy in that car.
Well, it was your first year too.
It was my first year. And this year I really put more focus into learning and improving, my own ability to drive.
Right.
And I definitely think I made some gains. Obviously I still want to continue improving. I still want to continue improving, but I would love to, and obviously I know I don't really have the chance to, I would love to now go back and try the same thing with the information that I've learned in
Mark V.
in my old Mark V.
Yeah.
So,
there's so many variables when you switch cars like that. There really is.
Absolutely.
And like we said, weight's the big one. In modifications that you had done versus now and nothing. And
I mean, I do have Laminex on the daytime running lights.
I was going to call you out when you said stock. I go, but you have Laminex. And painted calipers. On half.
On one fucking caliper. Whoever had my car before me. Oh my God, you're an idiot.
But no, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna kind of shoot it over to the interviews now.
Yep.
I hope you all enjoy it. This is kind of an odd episode because it's a pre-recorded and a compilation and whatnot. So I'll just throw it out here that the next episode will be on automotive detailing. It'll be episode 15 on April 24th with Lui Avilés from Automobile Day Spa near Chicago. So without further ado, we're going to throw it over to the interviews. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yep.
It's easy once you get going. It's not a big deal. So.
Yeah, first few minutes I was a little worried about them.
Yeah.
Louis is a celebrity.
He is. King Louis. There's a reason. Alrighty, I'm sitting here with Brandon. Brandon, how are you?
I am fantastic.
And actually, I'm really happy you're here because what I find amazing is that we live in the same area, and we met down here.
Yes, we did.
And we only ever see each other down here.
For the most part.
Once in a while we see each other elsewhere, but for the most part we only see each other down here, which is cool.
That's because I don't get invited over for bacon on the grill.
But it does happen more often than you think, but but now that we got puppies, we can get together more often, and we'll just bring gallons of wine and we'll be good.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, so we'll start off just like we start off with everybody else. So like I said, you're from Lehigh Valley.
Yep.
How many years have you been coming down here?
This is mine and my girlfriend Janelle's 6th year.
So 2012 was your first year.
2012 was the first year.
Same with me. Same as Louis, which I found out.
Mm-hmm.
I sadly missed a year. I missed 14, so I wasn't able to come. But legal fees and landlords, they suck.
We'll forgive you.
Yeah, I didn't. I probably could have money, but it would have been super tight because I had everything wrapped up into that. But whatever. And what do you drive?
I own a 2004 Mark IV R32.
No, you don't.
I do not.
You own two Mark IV R32s.
I do own 2 Mark IV R32s.
And you also have
a 2002 GTI 337 edition.
the forgotten.
That is the garage queen of all garage queens.
What's that all got done to it? Just basics.
Built motor, big turbo, stage 4 clutch, water meth, some custom body work, and a staggered set of J lines.
Nothing special then.
No,
really. I mean,
you're average.
What's that, like 200 horsepower?
Around 5 psi.
You put a couple miles on that a year, right? Or no?
700-ish.
That's not bad.
Decent.
That's enough to make sure it's not broken.
Yeah.
So you just picked up the red Mark IV R32. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Is that your daily now, or?
It's the daily outside of work.
Okay.
Can't take it to work with what I do, but yeah, it gets a little more miles than most.
Now, you just got rid of your TDI, or did you keep it?
Nope. It got bought back in January.
Dieselgate, you dirty girl, you.
Hey.
What did you end up getting something to replace it, or no?
That's actually what the Red R kind of did for now.
Okay.
But I'm sure that won't last long.
So how do you get into work if you're not taking the R?
Oh, I have a Jeep that I drive to work.
Okay.
Construction sites aren't very conducive to R32s.
They make lift kits. I'm just saying. Golf R32 country. That's what it needs to be.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
No, you won't.
No.
And let's see here. How did you get into cars?
Honestly, my dad. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, guns, and women. Those would be the vices.
And meat, I would imagine.
Yeah, meat. I mean, you can't live without that.
So you've been coming down here. This is your 6th year. You drive. What your round trip's about 1,700 miles round trip.
Yeah, depends how
with driving down here.
Yeah, it depends how frisky you get when we're down here, how far we go. But
because it is 700 and some miles, just one way.
Yes, sir.
And Janelle's coming down with you every year?
Every single year. We were, let me think, we were together for 3 months, I think. She had never...
For the first trip?
Yeah. She had never left the tri-state area.
Really?
Yep. So hopped in a car, drove 12 hours.
We need her in here now.
She'll probably tell you that she thought I was going to take her out in the woods and kill her. But after she made it back the first year, I guess she decided to stay with me.
Well... trust was earned, I guess. Yeah, because coming down here, I think that would be a pretty safe assumption.
It's plausible.
So what's your favorite part of the trip?
Honestly, I mean, the cars driving, it's all great fun, but the people are really what make it the thing. Louis being one of them, but there's a great number of people that came down in 2012 that have just, every time I get here, it's like I live here. Like I never went home. We haven't skipped a beat. It was like, we saw you last weekend. What's up? What are we going to do this weekend?
I just said that with Louis. It's kind of like a family reunion.
Yeah.
You get together, even if you don't talk back home, it's like you just get to pick up where you left off.
Yep, exactly.
It's nice. I'm happy that I think I'm one of those people. I hope.
I'll keep you around.
Well, I mean... I know where you live, so
shit.
I think you kind of have to. The ladies are drinking wine, and Crystal's talking with her hands, so that's not good. She's not Italian.
Oh, come on now.
Are you Italian?
I am.
You're not doing it right.
I'm. My hands are moving underneath my folded arms. You just can't see it.
Deep inside. How do you talk without pasta? It's weird.
Tough.
How much pasta do you have in the R?
Right now?
Yeah.
None. Car's empty to drive.
So you said you're getting ready to do another run, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Yes, sir. Wow.
I try to be polite.
Oh, that's not what this show's about. This is not. It gets pretty. Yeah, it's a shit show. But well, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to know, how you got in the cars, how long you've been coming here. Is there anyone special you want to give a shout out to?
Probably Louis. He's my buddy.
Louis is an okay guy. I haven't seen him lately.
That could be a good thing. He's probably flashing a car somewhere.
No, he's probably not. He's not good at it.
I know. Terrible. I wouldn't trust him.
His car's filthy. It is. For a detailer, I wouldn't let that guy touch my car.
Hey, it made it, though.
It did.
Like 3 years in the making.
It did. Wait, did you? It didn't come last year. Did it come the year before? So it didn't come in 15.
He's been hitching rides in my trunk since like 2014.
He's your trunk monkey?
Pretty much.
Well, good thing he's not a big person because he wouldn't be able to fit.
Touche.
For those of you listening, Louis is sitting right here. He didn't go anywhere. I just want to. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to hog tie you in here and force you to talk.
Not a problem. Happy to help.
I appreciate you coming on, and I guess I'll see you out there.
No, you'll see me at 7 o'clock to wash my damn car.
Yeah, out there.
Oh, out there.
Out there.
Okay.
It's a general term. See you out there.
All right.
I think that's how they say it in sports. See you out there. Out on the field. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't sport.
Sport? What?
I hope the best sports team sports the best and scores the most points.
I have Sportsters in my car. Does that count?
Oh, seats. Oh,
Ooh.
I owned a Harley Sportster once. Yeah, that's about as sporty as I got. I'd take that back. Chloe's doing softball now, so I was a soccer dad last year. She did soccer. This year I'm doing softball, so I'm a softball dad. Okay. I hate it. I hated soccer.
I won't tell anyone about your softballs.
Side note, have you guys noticed the amount of minivans down here?
Everywhere.
This year? It is ridiculous. I think the Minivan Club of America is down here this year with all the soccer dads. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe you can join that next year.
Yeah, I got myself a Pacifica. Yeah, Jim Gaffigan's doing the commercials this year. It's pretty good. All right, that's it. I appreciate it, Brandon.
Thank you, sir. Once again.
I love you.
Long time.
Okay, bye.
Like American, like can. There's Puerto Rican.
Mexican.
You haven't hit record.
Oh, yeah, I did. Alrighty, I'm sitting here. We're down at Wookiees. I'm sitting here with King Louis himself. Louis, how are you?
I am good.
You're
Thank you for having
good?
me, Christoph.
You got to keep it right.
There we go.
Get
Thank you
right
for
up in
having
it, too.
Thank you for having me.
There you are. Yes. As you know, we're just going to do a quick little 10-minute or so talk. Let me know where you're from, what you do,
Chicago area.
how many years you've come here, what you drive, etc.
Mark 432. I've been coming since 2012.
So we had the same first year.
First year, yes.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Awesome. So you drive all the way from Chicago.
Long, 10, 11 hours.
10? Oh,
depending on how many stops. It can go on 12.
Yeah, we have the same amount of drive. 11, I think this year actually did take us 12, our stops. Well, we started late, too, which sucked.
You start picking up people, and then they start filling up the gas tanks and start smoking cigarettes at the gas station.
Yep. And then someone takes too long getting food. I know we had one gas station this year that the pumps were the slowest pumps I've ever encountered. It was just like 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4. And you have 5 cars trying to do that. Yeah, that slowed us down. But how many cars did you come down with this year?
We had, in our initial group, we had 5 cars. We met up. 2 other groups that met us down maybe 40 minutes later, 3 cars and 3 cars, but then they took off. They were gone.
Oh, they didn't want to stick around.
No.
Did you meet them close to home or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
about 40 minutes south of where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think at one point we had 10 cars, which was nice, and then we lost them. Then we're back down to 6 or 7, 6 cars. Yeah, cool. So you've been coming here every year since 2012?
Every year since 2012.
And I know, obviously, we've. For those of you who don't know, Louis and I, we talk. We talk. We know each other. You've come down here with the family before.
2013, came down with the family. Wife wanted to come down with the kids and the dog.
Right. Oh, that's right. You brought the dog, too.
Yeah, we brought the dog, too.
What was that like? And all in the R32?
All in the R32. Cargo carrier to fit everything else that we couldn't fit in the car.
2 adults, 2 kids, and a dog. Wow.
Shih Tzu poodle.
Oh, that made it
11,
a little
12
easier.
pounds.
Yeah, that made it.
So she had her own Samsonite bag that she was just sitting in between the kids.
That works.
She knows that at the time, if she was in the Samsonite bag, that she was going out.
That's good. And because we're planning on bringing our dog next year. For stops, did you have to plan your stops accordingly, or did you just walk her when you stopped?
When we stopped, we'd take the dog out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How old was the dog at the time?
I want to say 9 or 10 years old.
So she'd been around the block. She knew. Oh, that's good.
Have you seen Pablo's giant schnauzer?
No.
Oh, she's here. Inga is here.
My mom loves schnauzers. She's gonna be getting her third schnauzer here in beginning of May. So she's super pumped about that. But I'll have to see. Full size or mini?
Giant schnauzer.
Legit schnauzer.
Yes.
Goose stepping all around the property.
She's beautiful.
I'm gonna have to go check him out. Check her out.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you've been coming. So you drive down here. Let's see here. What got you in the cars? We always ask our guests how you got in the cars.
No, just like everybody else. My father got me into cars. My father, he's a certified mechanic. He's owned a body and fender shop. He has his power plant from his airframe power plant for airplane mechanics license.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool. I've been around airports. I hung out at airports when I was younger, in my younger years.
That's cool. Airplanes are cool.
Airplanes are a lot cleaner mechanics. Very clean.
Well, yeah, the room for error is a lot smaller.
Yes.
A car breaks down, you just pull over to the side of the road. Plane breaks down, you find the nearest ground.
When my dad worked at the airport, he'd fix them up, and he's like, "All right, work's done." And his boss would say, "All right, let's go for a ride." He's like, "You fixed it. We got to go for a ride." Anything goes wrong, it's on you.
And you know if he did it right or wrong, because he'd be like, "Well, maybe I should 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes." That's funny. That's cool. So, what has your vehicle progression been like in your life?
My first vehicle that I purchased was a little 4-door hatchback, a Dodge Colt. Ooh. A 1981 Dodge Colt was my first vehicle that I purchased.
They were weird looking.
It was kind of like spaceship-y looking.
Yeah, very square-ish.
It was a stick shift, but it was what they called a double stick because it had an overdrive, low drive stick right next to it.
So that's weird.
It was weird.
Not like a VW auto stick.
No. No. You had your 3 pedals, your stick shift, and then one right next to it just went forward and back.
Huh. So that was your overdrive.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why did they do that?
I have no clue.
So you said 3-speed or
no?
What was the main 4?
4-speed reverse.
And then you had your overdrive.
Your overdrive.
Okay. Huh. I did not know that. That's cool.
But back in cars, what got me into Volkswagens was my grandfather. When I was living in Puerto Rico, my grandfather had a 66 Beetle, so he'd pick me up from kindergarten.
Oh, nice.
He'd pick me up, take me to school in the 1966 Beetle. Man. He unfortunately is not with us anymore. He passed away many years ago, but his car was still around at the time, and it was given to me. My uncle currently has possession of that vehicle in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. So it's still in the family.
It's still in the family.
That's cool.
It is mine, but he's the one that has it currently.
I'm sure bringing that over here would not be the cheapest thing to do.
Currently, it is sitting on the wrong chassis. It's sitting on a 71 chassis that my uncle lost the title to. So it's been a headache trying to get that car
What happened to the original
retitled.
chassis?
It was in a bad car wreck.
Okay.
Chassis was done. They switched the chassis on it. The original body it's still on there. But
the body has stayed good. It was always the pans and everything that would rot out. The heater channels. Those are the first to go.
Well, the
anyway.
heater channels are on the body. When you lift up the body, heater channels are all the way around the sides.
That's true. That's true. I've never actually taken one off. So.
But with the Beetle, of course, it's got the nose clip and the fenders.
Right.
So it was a front end accident. The nose clip was gone, but it hit the chassis so hard that they replaced the chassis with the 71 chassis, and then somewhere in time they lost the title.
Is it a regular 71 or a super?
The chassis is just 71. I don't know if it's a super. I pulled the VIN.
No independent rear.
No, it has the nicer IRS rear.
When did that
69.
Okay, yeah. It's very desirable. That's why you yelled it earlier.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a 67 earlier kind of guy. But that's the reason why, because of my grandfather's car.
Really, the suspension is the only thing I'd want from something newer. I prefer the older styling, but I would love the newer suspension.
I'd love to keep the car the way it is, but if we can't title it.
Yeah, there's no point.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
I do have a 1966 chassis title, Illinois title, sitting in the back of my garage.
Really?
That it would still cost a good arm and a leg to ship out to Puerto Rico. But then we can get that car retitled.
Wow. Well, does that have to get how does that get shipped out?
I have no idea.
They don't make boxes for that UPS.
No. And that chassis is heavy.
I bet. Wow. That's crazy. All right. And so what other vehicles have you had?
I've had a...
of notable interest.
83 Oldsmobile Delta 88. A boat of a car.
I'd have to look that up, but I don't have internet to do that.
It is a big car.
Well, it's an Oldsmobile.
It's an Oldsmobile.
Yeah,
it's a big car.
Wow. I'll have to look. I'm going to have to look that up. I will fact check it later.
Trust me, it's a big car. It's one of these cars. Whenever we're in the city looking for parallel parking, I says the Oldsmobile fits in there. The wife uses the line all the time. The Oldsmobile fits in there.
You could fit 2 Oldsmobiles in that spot.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously you have your red R32 now. You had another one, didn't you?
I've had 2 blue R32s.
Oh, so you're in your third R32.
04 purchased my first one. 2008, driving in the snow. Crown Victoria spun out in front of me. Ended up parallel in my lane, and I had nowhere to go but to T-bone him.
Man.
That one was totaled. I bought a high mileage R32 at the time, and then kept that one for a year. Sold that one to a girl that, some people know around here, Brianne.
Yep.
She drove the heck out of that car.
Is she here this year?
No, she's not.
Okay.
No. Sold that one, and then after she purchased it, then I bought my my red Tornado Red R32.
Gotcha. So you've had a couple R32s.
A couple. Hopefully, third time's a charm.
And blue's the fastest color. We all know this.
No. Red is the fastest color.
See,
I have loss of clear coat to show how fast the red one is.
Well, you're losing weight. Clear coat is weight, and you lose the weight, and it's faster. That's scientific. That's science right there.
No. Volkswagen knows red is the fastest because they've kept the Tornado Red through all the generations currently. It's the only color.
Was Mark 1 had Tornado?
No. We're saying...
Oh, for the R's. Okay, yes.
Mark 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, the blue has changed.
The blue's changed its hues.
The gray has changed. Because the current Mark 7 is not gray. That's a Silverstone. Correct. It's kind of like a hint of brown.
They call it LSG. I don't know what it all means.
LSD?
LSG.
Yeah. My bad. So why don't you tell everybody what you do?
I am a detailer. I detail. I do United Motorsport tunes.
You know what's weird? I heard that detailers don't get along with each other.
That is false information.
That's an alternative fact?
Correct.
Fake news. Gotcha. Because I'm a detailer.
And we talk a lot.
And honestly, I owe you a ton of credit for where I am now because of you helping me out throughout just anytime I needed help, you were always there, so which is awesome.
I've gladly helped you. I've helped Mike Bell. He's had a few questions in the past.
Yep. Actually, Mike was another person I went to prior to going off on my own as well, too. I went to you primary, and then I also asked Mike, Ryan Prantill from New York. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know. There's a guy named Chip Foose that you also helped out. He owes you for his start as well too. So Chip, this one's for you. Cheers.
He does love his GTI. Chip Foose does love his
GTI.
GTI. Yes, he did have a GTI.
What year?
A Mark II GTI, I believe.
Really?
85. Yeah.
I think everyone's had a Mark II at some point, except for you.
Yeah, he's had an interview, plenty of interviews where he's talked about his GTI.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't know that. Cool. That's cool. I remember when I had my Beetle, I rode into the overhauled. I wanted my Beetle overhauled.
I really hope that somebody in my family would have written in the overhaul to have my grandfather's Beetle done.
You said you had a squareback, right?
I had a fastback.
Fastback, that's right.
A 1969 Volkswagen Fastback.
I'm surprised you didn't mention that when I asked you the vehicles. That's what I was going for.
The Fastback was awesome because in 1969 it was fuel injected and it was very advanced fuel injection.
Oh, I didn't know that.
On the Fastback, yes.
Yeah, because the Beetle didn't get fuel injection until, what, 74?
I don't know exactly when the Beetle did.
It was later. It was much later than 69, that's for sure. Huh, I didn't see you learn something every day.
Very advanced fuel injection. The gentleman I bought it from, I actually bought it from a gentleman out in Lancaster. We drove out one weekend. I also owned a 69 Beetle that I sold. I sold it to a lady in Ohio, drove through Ohio, dropped off the car, kept going to Lancaster, picked it up.
Huh.
And then we did a return. Was it Lancaster? No, it was Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I lied. Yeah, it was Pittsburgh. Drove. It was just a weekend trip. It was a very long trip.
There's a big distance between Lancaster and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because Pittsburgh for me is 5 hours. That's the other end of the
Pittsburgh's
state.
a lot closer to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I said Lancaster. That's only an hour and a half from me. I'm like, that's a haul for you. Jeez. That's cool. With blue?
It was a
dark blue?
cobalt blue, I think they called it at the time.
That's cool.
I brought it back, had the injectors cleaned first thing, and the car started right up. But then I didn't think about the reason why it shut off on him, why the injectors got clogged up, was because of the bad tank. So the tank was rotten. So not soon after that, it ended up shutting off again.
Well, it's amazing. So many people never put a fuel filter, because I don't think they came with a fuel filter from the factory.
They had those plasticky
but
glass fuel filters that they would put right by the carbs.
And then you'd get heat soak from them being inside there. Some people would actually have them catch on fire too from being that close to the heat. So
especially the plastic ones. That's why a lot of the ones were glass. They had some nice glass ones too.
Oh, I'm guilty. I did it. I didn't know any better at the time. I just did it because I'm like, well, that's supposed to go there, so I did it. I could talk air cooled all day. I really could. I loved. Actually, air cooled VWs were one of the first diagnostic vehicles to have like an onboard diagnostic. It was like massive, like the size of a fridge. Diagnostic machine with this random weird pinout thing. They were one of the first to have that technology, which is weird.
The fastback was Volkswagen's way of trying to get a sportier car that had more luggage room, because it did have a trunk right above where the engine was. It had a trunk you could fit. They had a picture with 2-3 suitcases and another suitcase in the front.
Did they release the fastback, the squareback, and the notchback all around the same time?
You can get them anywhere from older 60s.
Okay.
So about mid-60s, I believe it was. I don't know the exact year. Till later, 72, 74s.
What were they? Type
3s.
3s, that's right.
Yeah. The Beetle's the Type 1. The Bus is the Type 2.
What's the Type 4? Carmen Key? No.
No, the Carmen Ghia is still considered a Type 1 because it's the same engine as a Beetle.
That's true. Okay.
It's just a unibody vehicle.
Right. With a lot of lead work. Which is why I would never own. Well, they're heavy. They are heavy.
It's a heavy car.
And if you ever have body work done to them, the proper way is with lead. They did all the lead work on that instead of Bondo and all that. Because it's all one body. There's no fenders.
One piece. There's no fenders.
Which is what's awesome about the Beetle. You can just.
I love the Beetle.
I miss mine so much right now.
My fastback is my regret. It's the one car that I do regret selling.
And why'd you get rid of it?
Just no work. We got to make adult decisions.
Yep. Time and money.
Plus, the wife said, you're going to have to sell the R32. And I said, the fastback going.
I don't want to get rid of the fastback. Well, the R32 is going to go. Oh, okay, the fastback's gone. That's
yeah.
We can go on, and we're going to talk next week anyway on the
we are going to talk some more
episodes. So we'll have a good hour talk with that one. So make sure we'll talk about.
We'll save some info for the next one.
Exactly. So, but hey, this has been great.
I've enjoyed it.
And we still got. When you going home Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, we take off to go back in.
I think that's the usual. We stayed one Sunday. One year, we left Monday morning. It wasn't really worth the extra day. Well, there's nobody here.
Wookies in the Woods, to me, is about being able to get together with everybody that you don't see.
Yep.
This is our annual get-together from all our friends.
It's a family reunion.
Northeast to way south some west.
I hear Todd Peach came in.
Mr. Peach is here.
Mr. Peach is here from Washington again.
Washington State.
I don't know how he does it.
He enjoys it. He loves it.
And last year, I know he hit up a bunch of track circuits along the way. Did he do it again this year or no?
I do not know.
Is he on your map of people staying? Or no?
I don't know exactly where he is. I do know for a fact that he went out to lunch with Jeff earlier, so I know they're not currently in the area.
Okay. I know I'm going to try to hog tie Abe shortly, but I appreciate you coming on, and
thank you for having me.
We will talk to you. I want to talk to you next week then. Thanks, Louie.
Bye.
Stop in the name of love.
two drink minimum.
That's right.
All righty. Well, we're here.
We are here. We are here at Fontana Dam.
That's right, and we have two lovely guests with us. Casper, I think you're bringing the average age of the room down.
Fuck you.
I mean, I'm not helping either, but you're younger than me, so I get to say that.
Actually, I shouldn't say that before. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but whatever.
I got mistaken for David earlier today, and I'm like, that's an easy one. It's Mark V blue, gray hair.
Yeah. And we've been around here a few years.
That's right.
Well, there's still hair, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's when there's no hair that's where the
I got sunburn on the top of my head today.
oh. Well, and those voices you're hearing, we have Todd Peach,
Hello.
and you're from Washington State.
You betcha.
What town?
Woodinville, a suburb of Seattle.
Oh, okay. All right. Lots of hipsters and coffee.
You betcha.
Yeah. Far from Seattle or fairly close?
An hour.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Hour commute time.
Cool. And the other voice is David Stafford, and you're from Ohio?
I'm originally from Michigan, but 15 years in Ohio.
Right in there.
15 years in
There
Ohio,
we
and soon to be moving back to Michigan.
Oh, okay.
all right.
We have two lovely homes right now trying to sell one.
Ooh.
Some problems are no. Actually, I've heard that that's a horrible problem to have. Is trying to sell one.
Sell things. Houses.
But we thank both of you for being here, and actually, minus Casper, which would have happened. This would have been an all Mark V table, but you got rid of yours right before coming.
I did.
So.
Well, not right before coming, but about is it 5 months now?
Yeah.
5 months. I went to a Mark VI. I did. Yeah.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I know. And I miss my noise and such. It was it was one of those
There's
situations.
those that would argue about being an actual Wookiee, wouldn't they?
I know. Well, I argue it as well. I no longer state that I'm a Wookiee. I'm simply I'm an all-wheel drive GTI is what I am. That's all it is.
You just have an awesome car. That's it.
I like it. I miss the noise though.
It's a good platform. I think we can all agree on
Yeah.
that. Actually, I think the Mark VII is still the best platform to start with.
I've driven a Mark 7 around the track, and it is fucking awesome.
Yes.
But it doesn't sound good.
No,
it doesn't.
No,
I don't.
I was working for VW selling in sales when the GTI when the Mark 7 came out, and they sent us to the training where you get to the ride and drive. You get to go out to the track and learn all about the technology and drive it on the track. And they didn't have the R; they only had the GTI and the Golf.
But even that, I'm sure you felt
Well,
it was
I
huge
was
difference.
super happy, and all the reps that were there, like, if you guys like the GTI, you are going to love the R. I'm like, well, nice. How about you bring one? And
Yeah.
I finally did get to drive one. Alex's, he's been on the show.
Yeah, he took me for a ride for that one.
And that was there. I think he just has UM tune and DSG tune, and that I think they're advertising like 360. I think
Nuts.
that's crazy. But you guys are here, so I can talk. So we will. Who wants to go first?
I was going to go on the Mark 7. My son just bought one.
Oh, okay.
So I
All
got
right.
to spend 2 or 3 days driving around with him. You know,
He
we
did
swap cars.
GTI
we got
or
to compare
R?
Golf R Mark 7.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Did he get it manual or DSG?
DSG.
That DSG that they have now. I mean, the DSG that's in the Mark 7s is just it's
They got it right
ridiculous.
this time.
Yeah.
They did.
The Mark V is so much better with the tune and with a couple of once you get the mounts in and everything, it really his car, Christoph's car, the shifting is fantastic. I remember the 1 or 2 times that I've driven it because my 5 was it was all right. I had a couple of things,
Well,
but
yours was aged.
mine was aged and mine was not well treated, and
Yeah.
so that's part of the reason I got rid of it. But I feel like that in the Mark 7 after Alex took me for a ride, it's mind-boggling.
They did it right.
Yep, awesome.
So what we're asking everyone that's coming up here is pretty much 3 things: what got you in the cars, where you're from, how many years you've been coming to this event is the big thing, and what you've seen change over the years, and what's your favorite bits about coming here, because obviously it's no short drive for any of us.
Yep.
So whoever wants to go first with those. Oh, Dave, okay.
So I learned how to drive when I was 13 in a Volkswagen dune buggy.
Cool.
It's a Myers Manx fiberglass.
Real deal.
And it was kind of the family toy, and learned how to drive in the sand dunes in Michigan and in the lakes, frozen lakes.
Michigan has sand dunes?
Yeah,
Oh,
huge.
didn't know that.
You can go on SUVs and dune buggies. It's like the Sahara Desert up there on Lake Michigan.
This is news to me.
I need
Silver
to go to
Lake.
Michigan.
Wow.
Silver Lake.
Wow.
You can just go up there and take a ride, rent them, or you could take just a dune ride. Mac Woods dune rides.
I know where my vacation's going to be next.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
This is near like Great Lake somewhere.
Yeah, it's just north of, kind of between Frankfurt and near Ludington, Michigan.
cool.
Kind of halfway up the coast. So, and if you go up there, you're going to be close to where I live. Going to be moving to. So
that's where you're moving back to, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
So I learned how to drive there. I remember driving across frozen lakes, and I'd get the car up to 60 miles an hour across the lake, and my dad would reach over and yank the wheel out of my hand and say, "Get out of the spin."
Didn't we
That's-
talk? We talked
we
about
did
that.
speak about that, yeah.
We did an episode on driving conditions, and I really said that happened with me. We went into like a snowy parking lot, and my parents would just rip the e-brake and say,
Yep.
"Fix it."
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
So
Sink or swim sort of ordeal.
So learn how to drive on a stick shift, manual transmission Volkswagen, and have had Volkswagens except for high school and junior college. I've had Volkswagens my entire life.
Wow.
What'd you have then?
What's that?
What did you have during that break?
I got a Chevy Nova 350 SS,
Cool.
Oh, okay.
and my dad helped me shop for it, and it was slower than molasses. Had a 350, and it wouldn't go.
Really?
And so I took it to my buddy's house. We were shop class and stuff. I got it in high school, and we kind of went through it and tuned it up, put a curve kit in, the distributor, lightweight weights and stuff. And he said, "There's something wrong with this car. We've done everything we can do." We took the pollution stuff off.
Yeah.
Something wrong with it. We took it to the dealer. It had a frozen detent cable, which is a cable that downshifts it when you hit the gas, stop the gas. Oh. And it had never run in first gear.
Wow.
So we swapped that cable out for $50, and it would light the tires up.
That's
And my dad
crazy.
never knew. He helped me buy. He said, "This is a safe car."
That's
He
hilarious.
probably slipped the sales guy a little extra. "Hey, you take care of that detent cable for me. There's something extra for you." That's cool. So, what has your progression been for cars? So you
So I
grew
had
up
that
on-
one,
Yep.
and went back to full. I thought I was going to get 2-year degree, and that was be it. But decided after a year of working that I'd go back to school. Sold the car to my sister, and I got out of school. I bought a 1-year-old Scirocco.
You don't have to date yourself if you don't want to. But
I'm trying to think now of the date.
was it a Mark 1 or a Mark 2?
Mark 2.
Mark 2. Okay.
I got pictures of it, and had that car for 5 years. And by the time I sold it to the highest bidder on Used Car Row because it was completely rusted out.
Was it an 8-valve? The 4-cylinder 8-valve.
I'd never been an enthusiast. So I have
Okay,
no idea.
okay.
I think
And
it had
was it
69
slow?
horsepower. It had 69 horsepower.
Then it was probably the 8.
So this is
built-
just 6 years into ownership, or 6 years into the age of the car, because you said it
Yes.
was 1 year and it was already rusted.
Yeah,
That's
well, it was
wow.
Michigan.
Well, yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
the body style. The body
They had the
care was-
plastics, and it could easily hide salt.
places you couldn't wash.
Yep.
Rusted out. The antenna fell through a gaping hole of rust.
Wow.
On the fender. I was on my way to work one day and hit the brakes, and there was no brakes because the floorboard was rusted out and
Oh,
the brake
wow.
line rusted out.
Oh, man.
So
Remind me never to buy a car from Michigan.
so I fixed it all and sold it, and went down and got a Rabbit. I had that for 5 years. I got a Rabbit, which was kind of the family car. It was just a Rabbit. It had vinyl floor, no carpet, AM radio car. I bought that used. It had, I gotta say, 8,000 miles on it. My buddy bought it and his wife, and she didn't like it. They bought her a Camaro. And
Bit of a difference.
I'm at the dealership. I'm ready to trade this out. If you want the car, come get it. I'll sell it to you for the same price the dealer's going to give me. So
Wow.
I went down that day to the dealer place. In about an hour, sold the red car, and went down and got a taxi and bought that car for $3,800, and drove it for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And sold it for $2,000. I'll never make out any money
No.
Yeah.
on a
No.
car.
No, because now you own a Mark V, which their values just continue to plummet. The only reason why I will never get rid of mine, because it's just it's not worth it. You know, if I put it back to stock, it's maybe worth 10, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's 123,000 miles.
Yeah, they lowballed me pretty hard, and even after arguing, I got 7.5 at the dealer, something like that, close to 8.
I have track rat buddies who ask me, well, what about the Mark V? And I'm like, they want to know the value. And it's like, I could probably sell mine for 9. It's worth 15 to me. But
Well, there's always two values. What it's worth to me. But
so the next car had a GTI VR6.
Okay. Mark III, I guess.
Mark III.
Okay.
And bought it brand new, first brand new car I ever bought, and drove that for 10 years. I usually keep my cars 10 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's very not very frugal to go out and buy a new car every 2 years.
Right.
You know. So anyway, kept it for 10 years. Bought the blue car.
There you go.
Bought the blue car, the R32 Mark V, and still kept the black one. And gave it to my son Mike, and he used it for college. And so when we sold it, it looked exactly like the one outside, and in that condition, in 14 years old.
Good.
So somebody from Pennsylvania came and bought it, you know, in the worst snowstorm of the year.
Those Pennsylvania people.
Yeah, can't trust them.
Can't trust them. Can't trust them.
Pretty eager to get those cars.
But I love the V6, so I thought the R32 was the next step. Was all-wheel drive.
It's such an intoxicating car, honestly.
And of course, you got the Mark III, which was that was the generation that started it all for the VR.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was a 2.8, 12
valve.
valve.
12 valve.
Yeah.
12 valve 2.8.
But which I love.
You can tell the difference from the noise.
Yeah, if
between
you're
the 12
a VR
and the
guy,
24.
you could line them all up and you could pick. That's a 2.8. That's a 12 valve. That's a 24. But I'm slowly losing my hearing, so.
So I've had 4 Volkswagens in decades.
That's
really impressive, actually.
That's actually very impressive. Yeah. So, and then a little bit about your Mark V. It's a little special.
Mark V, I wanted a Mark IV, but my GTI wasn't old enough to trade out yet. Mm-hmm. And so I waited another 3-4 years. I went to the dealership and said, when the Mark V comes out, if you're sure it's coming, you call me and tell me I want one. So 2 years later, the salesman called me, and I bought it that day over the phone.
Wow.
Best salesman ever.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
There's some that don't even remember to do something a week later versus 2 years later. Jeez.
So I pre-ordered it in February, and it was delivered in August 10 years ago.
Wow.
And just kind of kept it stock, you know, during the warranty period. A little bling on it. I keep the cars really clean, so but I always kind of lusted after a supercharged car, and looked at the one from Rough overseas, but it was tough to get over here.
Yeah.
And, up here at Wookies, Ellery and Chase came up to me and said, hey, we got this idea for putting a supercharger on, and it's a little different. Do you want to participate in that and in that development? And I was probably the perfect person to pick for them because I travel 80% of the time and I don't need my car.
Right.
And so I said, I got 3 requirements. It needs to be reliable, so I don't want to fix it. I don't have the time to fix.
Yep.
I want to get home on the weekend, turn the key, go for a drive. And also it had to look OEM. Yep. They're going to look like a science project, and it had to be the same car, feel the same, just more.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I got.
Would you say that? I was going to say they delivered, huh?
Exactly.
Because I remember seeing it when we were at Cars and Coffee, and it does look like it just looks like an OEM plus kit. It looks fantastic.
Yes.
It seems like they did a really good job with it.
Yeah. And Exit 9 is the company that had did all the work.
Yep. Vito Scientia is the sole proprietor of that company, and he makes awesome equipment. He's very meticulous.
Yep.
This is a prototype car, but he had it for 627 days. And
but who's counting?
But really? Who's counting? And I don't feel it's a prototype because he redid everything like 6 times.
Yeah, anyone who has followed Exit 9 on Instagram and watched the progressions is with him. Okay, this is what we're doing now. 1 week later, nope. Now we're doing this. You know, the progression was awesome to watch. For all of us, and I'm sure just for you as well too. And I'm sure you got to see some more sneak peek stuff that we didn't. But
every time he did anything, he'd consult with me. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? So it was really fun. I'm not a I work with a lot of engineers.
Right.
I think people have said I'm an engineer, but I don't have a degree in it. But I think I have pretty good ideas and design and everything, and so I kind of helped them along, and I got to have a voice in just about everything.
Well, sometimes it's nice in anything to ask for just a fresh look.
Yep.
Whether you actually could know nothing about it. Like sometimes I'll have my wife just look like something she's not versed on at all, and she'll be like, what about this?
Yeah.
Something that you could just overlook completely because you're not thinking about it. So that's really good that he was reaching out to you for that.
Yeah.
Someone who may not be thinking exactly what he is, but it's a different outlook.
Yep.
And especially from the end consumer, I think a lot of more companies need to do that. Let's ask the actual consumer what they want.
Yep.
So I'm very, very happy that worked out for you. So.
I didn't know him very well, but I'd seen some of his work, and that kind of helped me.
And his work precedes.
Talk about trust.
Yeah, Exit 9's work precedes, the reputation. That's just
and
what
he's
it
not
is.
far away from us. He's,
No,
New
couple
Jersey.
hours.
Like an hour and a half, I think. How long did it take you to get from his place to Cars and Coffee when you were that day you came out?
A couple hours probably.
Yeah, it wasn't too long. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not
That's
far.
cool.
They're not far from us.
So how many years you been coming to Wookies?
9 years.
9 years.
Wow.
So you only missed the first 2, maybe, or
Yes.
okay.
I came as soon as I heard about it, and really never got into tuning or enthusiast
Right.
type of car ownership until this one. And I started going on the forums and learning about this car before I got it, and then stayed with it and learned quite a bit about cars. And I like working on them. I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm a good assister.
Well, luckily this car is the Mark V is the R32. I should say the R32 in general is a very good car to. I don't want to say learn how to mechanic, but I don't want to say it's hard to mess up either. But
Yep.
it's a very solid motor. It can take a lot of abuse, so
Yep.
there's more room for error, maybe, I guess.
A little bit.
I have a feeling you have your own story on that.
Yes.
We'll get to you in a hot minute. So you've done 9 consecutive years.
Yep.
What's been your favorite? What's your favorite part about why coming for 9 years? Because to any ordinary person, how far is your drive one way?
If we drive straight through, it's probably 7 hours.
Okay.
We stop a lot.
What, like
And we
500
collect
miles,
We
600
collect
miles or something?
people on the way down
Right.
south, and so it's kind of an all-day adventure to get here.
So to the person who's never done something like this, I know I've gotten it. Like, why do you drive to go drive? That sounds insane. So what keeps you coming back for 9 years?
Well, I don't mind driving. I like driving. My last job, I drove 50,000 miles in the company truck.
A year?
The last 12 months.
Wow.
So-
wow.
So I don't mind driving. I just put my tunes on and cruise. But why I come here, the first year we came, everyone was so friendly. It was a smaller group.
Yep.
That first night, sitting around a table up in the grill, the guys from the Northeast were really the only guys here, Maryland and up that way. And they offered to go on night runs. I was tired from driving, so my son went on it. And he said it was the best time he's ever had, even a roller coaster type stuff,
Yeah.
Yep.
And so he got hooked that night on a black Volkswagen someday,
Yeah.
But so kind of common interest, and then love coming to meet all the old friends that I've developed.
Yep.
And driving twisty roads is fun. There's just hundreds of miles here. The Dragon is fun, but there's a lot.
There's
more.
so much more.
28's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You got the Blue Ridge Parkway.
I think the third year we had a rock slide, so we couldn't go on the Dragon. So that's when we went and discovered all this other.
I still have yet to go up to Bridal Veil
Oh,
and the Skyway.
yeah. You got to go.
We wanted to do the Skyway today, and then just timing didn't work out right. So we wouldn't have been back in time for the RBQ. So but I will do it one of these years.
The driving, the talking about cars, and I tried to I put a video together last year of all of Pavel's pictures, and I started out doing cars and roads and people. And as I went, I said, I need to have this just be about the people. And I just had every picture of a person that was there, and really good memories.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Yep.
So
Passing the torch here.
we're gonna rotate around the table.
To the left, please.
Hello.
It is your turn, Mr. Peach.
What's the question?
Well, how are you?
Fabulous.
All right. So we already established you're from Washington. So
yes.
For those of you who don't know or haven't been paying attention,
as to where we are,
Wookies in the Woods is in North Carolina.
Yes.
Fontana Village or Fontana Dam.
I am only here for the longest distance traveled trophy.
In it for the trophies, which you did get. How many times have you gotten that?
Twice.
It's only been offered twice.
Yes.
yeah.
I always come in second in a one-man race. So, it's just the way it is. But so you have driven. How many times have you driven that trip?
So just twice.
You've
just
only
twice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have you come more than just the 2 times?
I have.
Okay.
I flew in the first year. I drove a rental the first year.
What was the rental?
It was a 60 out of Knoxville. I wanted an A3, and they gave me an A4. Front-wheel drive CVT.
Oh.
I'm like pulling over going, what is this? Why is it doing this?
Yeah.
Right. But it, once I knew it, I knew how to flog it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is still an Audi. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a CVT, though.
Yeah.
Well,
But it actually holds gears pretty well.
Does it?
If you
Well,
gears, whatever
gears,
you
yeah.
call it. Yeah, right.
Whatever you call them. Yeah.
Cool. So you've been here 3 years then?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Third year.
So you did this year, last year, and the year before? Or?
Yes.
Cool.
Consecutive. Yeah.
Executive.
Cool.
Yeah.
So last year, though, you didn't come directly like to this year.
Yes.
No.
So how many miles was that trip, and how long?
That was like 4,000 miles last year.
And tell the listeners what you did.
Let's see. Seattle to Pahrump, Nevada in 2 days, and I taught 2 track days in Pahrump, Nevada. And then I drove 2 days to Dallas, Texas, and picked up my lovely wife. And we went from Dallas to Arkansas, Hot Springs, Arkansas, DeGray State Resort. Stayed there a couple days where she took a quilt class. And then we kind of bounced around, and eventually she and I came to Wookies together. And she didn't drive the Dragon except on the way in. She's not a big car enthusiast.
Right.
Right. And then I put her on a plane in Atlanta and sent her home. And then I drove 2 days to Dallas and parked my car in the airport parking and flew home and stayed there for about 10 days. And 10 days later, I flew back and did 3 days at COTA at Austin, which was a lot of fun. And then a couple of days to Arizona, saw my daughter, saw my grandkids, and then to Thunderhill. And I taught there for a couple of days and then drove home.
So for those who don't know, these are tracks.
Yes.
Okay. And that's actually I've been in the Mark V forums for probably 5.5 years for the R32 forums, a little bit before that.
Plus the GLI, right?
Plus the GLI, but I was lurking in the R32 forums at that point because I kind of wanted one.
Creeper.
Yeah, lurker. I prefer lurker. It's less creepy when you say the word lurker.
Truth.
And I've always been enamored by your posts and the knowledge that you have as far as that. So yes, I always found that amazing. All the track days that you do. So,
well, it all came from the Mark V R32, right? It's like I wasn't a track rat before that.
That's very interesting.
Right.
Okay,
Both of us got hooked on that.
Yeah.
Right?
nice.
Yeah.
So, how long did you order yours new or?
Ordered my it's a funny story.
We have time.
Yes, we bought a house in 2006 and moved into it, and in the new year we got snowed in for 8 days. Ooh. We had our house has the four houses have a common driveway. It's 300 feet, and the neighborhood kids treat it as a sledding hill. We didn't know that as we moved in, and so we were stuck for 8 days in the snow. And my wife, I call her the treasurer, said, "Your next car is all-wheel drive."
Treasurer.
The treasurer said, "Your next car is all-wheel drive."
Well, that opened up a lot of opportunities, didn't it?
Right, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's really cool." And I started looking around, and in 2007, you're looking at 3 cars. You're looking at the Evo, the STI, and you're looking at the R32.
Yeah.
And the Evo, or excuse me, the R32 is the only one that looked like a 50-year-old guy should be driving it. Right.
I'm assuming you don't vape, right?
Especially if we're talking
I used to smoke a pipe, though.
That's acceptable. I'll accept that.
Yeah, especially if we're talking 07, 08 STI
Yeah,
Evo,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you're still on the Evo 8, which is boy racer to the max, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's cool. That is. So did you order it, or was it already in dealership?
No, I ordered it.
Ordered it. Okay.
Right, 6 months in advance. I went and like 3-4 weeks after she asked me this, I saw some auto show stuff in the newspaper. It's like, hey, the 08 R32's coming. I went, that's pretty cool. And I went and I test drove a four-door. No. I just drove a 2-door GTI and a 4-door 8832 so that I could
Get an idea.
say, yeah, this is what this is.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, here's my $1,000 or whatever it was that was the deposit.
Yeah.
Right. And I waited and I got my R32 in August of 07.
So same.
Yeah,
You could
same
pick the
day.
time. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
They were coming off the boat that month.
Yeah.
Now, were you a car guy prior to this, or?
It's hard to quantify car guy, right? I thought I do everything.
We all do.
but not really. I never go to car shows, whatever. And previous to that, I was not buying new cars for about 15 years. So it's like my financial thing. Like I didn't buy new cars. Right.
So really, the R32 is what sparked it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's pretty cool. I know you always have. There's a lot of people we've talked to that they go back to their childhood. My dad got me into cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it is interesting to hear people that get into it so much later in life, and it's always just one little thing that sparks it. And I find it very awesome that for us it's the same car, which is nice. But so you come here for 3 years, and what keeps you coming back? It's a dumb question, I know.
No. It's just really cool. It's a different sort of experience. One of the odd things that's hard to quantify, right now, and what's going on right now, everybody is so internet entwined. And part of what I love about this event is there's no cell phone.
Yep.
There's no Wi-Fi.
I left mine in the car. I don't even have it on me right now.
And I literally there's every time I come to the event, there's at least a half a dozen, if not a dozen people who I've been Facebook friends with, right? That I actually meet, shake hands, have a meaningful conversation with. Here, right?
Put a face to the name.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's a common thing I keep finding. It's like a family reunion. I said to Louie when I was talking to him earlier, it's a family reunion. There's people you only get to see face to face once a year, and it's here. And I know there's people who go to actual car shows and they say that they go for the people.
It's not the same though.
But it's the demographic that comes. It really is a family.
Yeah.
Right.
I know we have the Kelly Award at the barbecue for the people who go out.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and that's part of this. It's you're just dropping what you do to help somebody else,
Yep.
I got a wrench here. I got a whole tool bag. I'll help you out with that. I'll give you a ride. I'll give you, whatever.
Yeah.
That's so, and that's what I say. It's kind of a dumb question because I already knew the answer, but it's true. I want to hear it from you. So,
well, no, the question you didn't ask, and it's not, not that it needs to be, but I really started to come because of the internet presence, and ironically, because Will Langford from the West Coast, we're buddies. He said, this is something different. This is amazing. You should come. And so the first year I came was 2015, and ironically, Will Langford didn't make it. Right? I rented a car and I came out, and in my own personal life, I retired at the end of 2015, and so I kind of made it a goal of, what do you do when you're retired? You either go to Europe or whatever. I did like a 6-week trip across the United States and back to Wookies. It's like That's very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember hearing last year your trip progression of what you were doing. My mind was blown.
Yeah.
Kind of like Abe Lincoln. I just couldn't. The show was great, Mrs. Lincoln. It's actually JFK's autobiography. So,
Too soon.
too soon. It's too soon, isn't it?
Too soon.
But I've been to a lot of car shows. You know, being at East Coast, H2O that's the show to go to. I grew sick of it very quickly.
You know what? And I've never been, and I've never.
And I doubt you ever will,
because I never. You know, I was kind of getting into cars. I want to say like after the age of 17, 18, and it wasn't family related. It wasn't my father that wanted me to get me into cars, nothing like that. It just kind of developed with friends and the crowd that I happened to be hanging out with.
Save that for another show.
But no, I mean it's what it is. It's like before I was like, oh, I really want to make it to I don't know, SOO, to H2O or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna drive 4 hours to park in a fucking parking lot. Like, what's the point? You know? And I'm not speaking like I'm some kind of fantastic driver. Oh, I need to hit the train. No, but it's the experience of actually, like the irony that you mentioned. It's the internet brought it together to completely dissipate once you get here. And that's fantastic.
Yes.
And one thing, actually, no one's brought it up yet, but I know everyone at this table knows the feeling of when you leave here, that first week that you're home. It's almost like you're sick. You're homesick, and this is where you want to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like it's withdrawal. Yeah. It's a withdrawal feeling. Like, oh, I just want to go back.
Well, there's months of buildup. I mean, in anticipation.
A year of
and it's
buildup.
like,
Wookiees
can't
prep.
wait to go.
Hashtag Wookies
Countdown clocks.
Yeah. I know the one year my wife and I couldn't make it. We were dealing with a landlord dispute and legal fees we couldn't make it. And we were watching all the pictures. We had to actually just delete Instagram and Facebook so we couldn't see what was going on because it actually physically hurt us to see that we couldn't go. Last year my wife couldn't make it, and the same thing, she's like, don't call me. I don't want to hear a word. Just call and you can talk to the kids. I don't want to hear it. So, and so I'm very thankful she's back this year. So, but yeah, it's hard to miss it when you've been coming. Yeah. This is my 5th year.
No, only my 2nd, and it doesn't even, honestly, the hype is so real, I guess, so to speak, that it doesn't even feel like it's been a year. Yeah. You know, I mean, you long for it, but I feel like you long for it so much that before you know it, you're already prepping for the next one, you know? So
we were in the same cabin last year.
Yeah, this exact same cabin.
I requested the cabin ahead of time. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, we got a fireplace, these comfortable couches.
Yeah.
Nobody can find you.
Exactly.
That too. Which I'm now finding is a double-edged sword. But we didn't have a podcast last year, so. We want to talk about motors now.
Yeah. No, this is the
solid platform thing, I think.
No, it's the epiphany of Dave and I. We were sharing notes on whatnot, and I changed motors more than Dave changes brake pads.
I still have the brake pads that came with the car.
How many miles are on your car?
69,000.
That's actually impressive for the rear.
Yeah.
Because the rear, I used to work in Volkswagen service, and people would come in around 30 to 40 for the rear.
Well, that probably means he's not stressing the ESP or whatever we call that.
Right. Yeah, and probably engine braking. Do you just drive and drive?
There's a lot of engine braking.
Yep. That helps a ton.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's old school or not, but my dad always taught me, a sign of a good driver is one that drives without braking.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
My third motor is being delivered. So,
would you care to discuss why?
Dave's on his original path.
Well, then you two have more in common than you think. We have a lot more in common than you think, yeah. Except you didn't get to drive on one.
And your motors are actually functional when they get to you. So that's the other thing. That's,
So what tell us about that progression. What's...
So the first motor at about 80,000 OEM miles, I had new cams. I put cams in, and so there was cams, and there I was a little stupid, and then I was doing track days and still doing 10,000 mile oil changes.
Ooh.
And the cams made power into redline, so I wanted to drive it into redline all the time. And I was running a tune that was just a tad pingy on the lean East Coast or West Coast fuel. And so all of those things caused it to blow up on my first track day after I put the cams in, right? And the guy who did the cams was maybe not qualified to put them in.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe.
Hindsight is 2020, right?
We
Yeah.
will not name names, but I rode him out of business on the subsequent engine replacement. Ooh. So what have you? So that was the first.
Right.
That was the first engine replace, and it just so happened that I had purchased a brand new crate motor from Volkswagen. No, from Auburn Volkswagen, the internet arm.
They run the first VWparts.com.
Exactly.
I've ordered
yes.
from them many times. Yes.
They were promoting a brand new crate motor for $2,900.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It had a stupid pedigree. It was like it's not tabbed for a Mark V R32 in the United States. It was like tabbed for some other weird shit. You tell me that would be uncensored here.
Yeah. How dare you?
Yes.
This is a good show. You ruined it.
So for $2,900, I'm like, what the hell? I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy this, for a rainy day,
Yeah.
because I knew I was like crazy on frequency, and like 5 months later it rained, so I needed the motor, right? So that's the motor that's in the car. I have 183,000 miles on the chassis and 100,000 on this motor, and my motor is now the motor that's in the car has about 100 track days and 100,000 miles, and it is 20 pounds down on the 2 and 4 cylinder, and it is weeping oil into the coolant loop.
Wow.
So I have a milkshake in my coolant bottle, right? But it's been that way for a year.
Oof.
But I mean,
Luck is on your side.
Which, at
And
the
he
same
drove
time,
3,000 miles to get here.
I was going to say, even if you think about it, I mean, if you count the amount of track days plus the actual mileage, and that the fact that it's been going on for a year and it's still running only shows you what they're actually capable of. Right.
Right. I have friends who are like, why the fuck would you drive to Wookies? I'm like, I'm retired. Like, there's only 3 dimensions here: is time, distance, and money. And
and if it breaks down on the way home, which I hope it doesn't,
I could take a week off.
you get to
right?
sightsee a little
That's
bit.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just another good story.
Yeah.
So my third motor is on its way home. It's a 17,000 mile motor with a DSG.
With a trans.
With a trans.
Nice.
I paid $3,200 for it. I think that's a pretty good deal.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's like all my track rat buddies want to know DSG. It's just a fucking time bomb, right? 183,000 miles, 100 plus track days. I have replaced every expensive bit in this car except the DSG.
Yep. That's
And it's tunable.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think a big testament to the DSG itself is what the big turbo guys are putting out for power on the stock trans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a tune.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Lyle when he had his turbo? He had went with aftermarket clutch packs.
Yeah.
And they kept slipping or going bad. And eventually he went back to the OEM clutch
And he
packs.
was fine.
And then he got the UM tune. And then perfect.
Yeah.
And I think he was like, what, 650 horse?
I can't speak to that, but
Yeah, if I remember correctly. It's been a few years. But that's an OEM trans.
It's why we can't park on the grass because of that car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Started the grass on fire, shooting flames out.
Oh, well.
It sounded like a NASCAR.
Well,
that car was one of the best sounding. I love that car.
Yeah.
Well, now we can't park at the dam.
After today, jeez. And it was both of you.
kids get off of my lawn.
It was you two, wasn't it?
It was.
Was Brandon
It
the
was.
third one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That guy, he had something rammed far up somewhere.
He threatened to run over a car with that truck.
But you know what? You guys would have moved your cars quicker had he not talked to you.
And what I thought was just kind of oddly amazing is a typical loadout for a Wookiees day is the driveway would have been impassable anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know. I was almost right. I was very close enough to hear him say, "You guys won't be here next year."
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think I have enough usable data. I think.
Oh, yeah.
A couple minutes at least.
Got a full episode on us almost.
Yeah, almost. I know the episode's gonna be long, so we're gonna piece everyone together. But I really appreciate you two coming up here into the middle of the nowhere of this resort.
Yep.
I'll get it more easy to find.
Beautiful.
We are in the sticks of the sticks.
Of the sticks.
Beautiful
Yeah.
backwoods Tennessee.
There we go.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. We have all of our teeth.
We do. We do.
Within a short walk to the Appalachian Trail.
So I need another beer.
What the fuck you looking at me for? Right there.
I need permission. Well,
Fine.
we appreciate it, guys. We really do.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
I know we'll be
coming
seeing
on.
you next year. I'll be back.
Terminator. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I told everyone I was going to do Arnold Schwarzenegger this year on the radio, and I didn't do it. Who told you could eat my cookies?
We had that Bernie thing going good last year.
Last year, yeah, we were. I was Beardy Sanders, and
I was just pseudo
Sanders,
Bernie, and it was
yeah.
working out.
He's going to get the Kelly Award next year. Here, take my hand.
oh god, no! I'm hoping to get the Spirit Award next year.
Spirit Award. Okay.
For the best table of clappers.
Oh, man,
that's what I'm.
That
hoping
was your
for.
table.
Oh, that was
Oh
it.
yeah,
John,
oh yeah,
okay.
oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Awesome.
That was definitely. Yeah, we were right behind you.
Everybody was snoozing.
No one was clapping this year, man. That was. Nobody wants to be the one that wins something and no one claps for.
Yep.
I dumped $150 of tickets of my kids' money, not proud of it, into the Soul Matrix. I wanted the speaker upgrade.
Yeah.
And I still I clapped very energetically when somebody else won it.
Yeah.
Shout out. I contributed nothing. and Big Willie style, Will Langford, he bought like $100 worth of tickets and he handed me 4 and I bought the Wookiee, or I won the Wookiees doormat.
Which one? The tree one?
The tree one.
Nice.
awesome.
That was
That
nice.
is really
Very cool.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Favorite logo.
And I learned that the branch is spelled W-I-T. I was like, wow.
I didn't know that.
That is cool.
I'm going to go back to Lincoln on this one.
Yeah.
Blew, blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the roots of the tree are the
Still
exhaust.
too
Yeah,
soon.
that.
And
Still
they have all
Just-
marks represented.
Very
now.
creative
Wait,
design.
Lincoln is too soon? No, sir. I don't believe so. Well, we're going to wrap this one up
All
here.
right,
So
all
we
right,
appreciate
all
it, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you in April.
All right.
Thanks, guys. You want to hold your microphone too?
Might be helpful.
You
dude.
might want to chime in. You're going to want to chime in.
I'm not going to chime in.
Yes, you are. All right.
All right, whip it up. I mean, start it up.
Well,
My bad.
Officer, I'm the victim here. We're back, and we're sitting here with Abe. Hello, Abe.
Hi.
We also have a very... We have a creeper, a lurker. Sorry,
A lurker. We prefer the
established
word
a lurker
lurker.
is less. Is more legal.
I've enjoyed watching the podcast.
Watching? You were the first person to watch the podcast, then, my good sir.
Actually, you record the podcast.
Actually,
Facts.
both of you have been longtime supporters, which I'm very, very thankful of. You guys have been listening from the beginning. Maybe not on the day it airs, but you catch up. So that means a lot.
Takes a
to me.
couple days.
Hey, everyone's busy. And speaking of busy, Abe is probably one of the busiest people. Well, definitely in this room.
I'm not busy tonight.
Do you
I'm done
even
now?
Do you even get the drive? Do you even get the drive when you're here?
Today I didn't drive. Yesterday I got to drive a little bit. I'll drive tomorrow and hang out for a day or two and then go home and then come back in the fall probably and drive a little bit.
Nice.
Where it's easier.
When do you normally come down?
This time I came down Wednesday, so had a couple extra days.
Nice. So for those listening, obviously we're back. We're still at Wookies in the Woods.
Facts.
And this is the 11th year for this event. And Abe, you've been one of the main. I'm not going to take anything away from anybody else that helps with the coordination, but you've been one of the main organizers throughout the years.
That
correct?
is true.
Okay, you can fact check me on this one. Which is why we want you here today. So we've been having everyone on. You can't even right now, can you? You're trying to even. So we've been asking everybody basic questions like, how'd you get in the cars? You know, what makes you a car person today? How many years you've been coming?
And
Wow.
To the
essentially, what keeps you coming back?
Yeah, what
Which,
keeps
and your
you
answer is you fucking run the shit show.
That's a nice sweatshirt. What the hell?
Let's see.
That's old school right there, baby.
Yeah, this was the first year that I started doing stuff.
Wow.
What we did in 2011.
11.
I like that.
So I've been coming since 2000. Sorry, I've been coming since 2009 to the event,
Okay.
and I don't remember really what got me into Volkswagens exactly. But you know what? I was at this some car stereo place, and there was a guy there, and we were talking about Volkswagens. I had a Saturn station wagon.
Ooh, like an LS200.
I like anything with a hatchback. It was an SW1.
Ooh, my
It was a
bad.
95 Saturn.
Damn.
Lots of problems. It almost blew up. It was a great car, though. Anyway, I drove the shit out of that car. And
Well, everyone
it
knows
was
Saturns
fun.
are made to be driven. Like they're.
I mean, I just drove it to and from places. I didn't drive it.
That's usually how you drive most cars.
That's true. And then,
Sorry.
so I started coming here in 2009 after I got my Mark V R32. I had a Mark IV R32 before that, but I never came out here because I was stupid. And I just hung out on the forums and watched people do things that
That's
I thought
not how you do it.
cool. So I decided one year, shit, let's go. And it was really cool. And
Did
it
you
was-
buy them new?
I bought a Mark IV new
Okay.
for whatever it cost, $27,800
That's what they cost new. Wow.
in 2004.
Did you pre-order? Or was it already at the?
It was that they hung on to them for a while.
Okay.
I got it in like, I don't know, it might have been October or August. It was
Okay.
later on of the next year almost. It was late in the season. I don't remember it. But
I purchased mine August. It was like $29.9.
yeah, it was pretty cheap though. They didn't want to. They had them sitting on the lots. You know,
Wow.
people
Yeah.
weren't buying them because they were manual, little fast blue cars. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because that's why people want.
They
them
sold
now.
a lot of 1.8Ts then, probably. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
118 never loses.
But anyway, I had an 01 1.8T before the R32. Anyway, that was great.
GTI. Or
No, it was a
Cheddar?
Golf. It was a
Okay.
four-door Golf 1.8T.
Oh yeah, they did do that. I
Yeah,
forgot
so
about
that was
Yeah.
cool, and I really liked that car. I drove that car for a while. I don't remember what happened to that, but I sold that, and then I got the R32, and then I was sold for a while, or forever, I guess.
kind of hard to beat. Yeah.
Anywho, you can edit this shit, right?
Yeah, of course, of
Oh,
course.
of course, yeah.
No, you don't edit this.
No, we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, great. So
Yeah,
what's the real question you want to know?
Oh well, no.
How you
you're-
got into cars?
Yeah, you're slowly getting. Yeah.
So the dude at the shop had a silver, I don't know, he had a 337 or something.
Okay.
What year did they come out? 2003 maybe?
Three.
And I thought that was the coolest car. And
They were pretty cool though.
then an R32 came out, and then I saw the blue.
Right.
And I didn't even drive it. I went in and I bought the car without ever, actually I never owned a manual car before that.
really?
Drove out.
Had
and,
you learned manual or you'd never?
I drove my friend's car once or twice
Okay.
or whatever, but I mean, it whatever. I stalled it a couple times and figured out that you don't.
Everyone
you don't
stalls.
downshift to first and stuff ever.
From
and
sixth, yeah.
Whatever. And yeah.
Actually, fun fact: Dominic Pelk is the only person who has driven a manual who has never stalled a manual in his life. So he has claimed that he has
I
never.
know that
Nope,
that is
he-
not true.
But he has claimed this. He has never
I
stalled.
know
he
that is
said.
not true, and
okay.
I can say which car it was, but that's
Putting you on
a different
blast,
story.
Tom.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Anyway, continue, Abe.
It was a pretty easy car to learn to drive on.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It sounded great. And,
Yeah.
What color?
It was blue.
Blue. That's right.
And I drove it for 4 years and 120,000 something miles until the VSS gave out and I didn't know how many miles run it left. Drove it a little bit and then traded it in on the Mark V.
And that was on the lot, or did you order that one?
That was on the lot.
Okay.
And I don't remember what that cost, but it wasn't.
I think they were
like
around
35?
31. No, they
No?
weren't.
They were on the
31?
lot for a while too.
They were like 32 sticker.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
No.
Shit. Okay.
At least that's what our sticker was 32. Because I still have the Monroe label for that. I
Me
believe
too.
they were 32.
And then you
Because I thought it was coincidental. It was an R32 that was worth 32.
Hue.
I think. I could be wrong. I'm wrong. I don't know. So you got that.
And I drove it, and then the Mark V came out, and I wanted to try that DSG. and I had that many miles on the 4, so I figured why not try and get some money out of it while I did. And
Right.
it was worth a lot of money at the time, so that worked out.
So you got the 5.
And then I drove that.
But you skipped the 6, right?
I didn't really feel the 6.
Okay.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
I like DSG. The 6 didn't do it for me. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, dude.
But
Now, looking at them now, I like the way they look.
yeah,
I
the
would
front
love
end
to
is
own
super
one.
aggressive.
I love the front end.
Yeah.
The sounds of the 6 and the 7s never really did it for me.
Yeah.
So
And they never will.
They probably won't.
No,
You know.
they don't do it.
There's
for me
actually
either.
a couple good sounding ones today. So.
Yes.
There were, yeah.
Yes.
I literally, whenever somebody
Joel,
passes,
I think his name was
For the Mark 7?
the Mark 7 with the red one. It sounded pretty sweet.
Oh,
There was also
I know,
a
yeah.
white Mark 6 that like swoosh or something on the license plate. It sounded pretty good.
that's
And,
that's my swoosh.
Your car sounded great.
No, it doesn't.
It sounded pretty good.
Hey,
That supercharged Mark 5 sounded really
well,
good.
it
Yeah.
sucked because it was me, him, and Zach.
Yeah.
The 3 of us were right there. Probably the 3 loudest cars were right in the same corner.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. And they were all white. Because if it ain't white,
oh God, don't do it.
I have to. I started it. I
Fine.
have to.
Fine.
It ain't right.
Okay.
I have to. It's,
All right.
it's a saying. All right. Okay, back on track here. Okay, so you've been coming since 09.
Since 09.
Okay, and we've established that prior to 09, you were just dumb and didn't come.
I didn't come.
Okay.
I just didn't think of taking a road trip and hanging out with a bunch of people I didn't know and doing really cool shit.
So the first year was 07
It
or
was
08?
I want to say, I'm lying to you. 2007 was the first year. 2016 was the 10 year, so this would be the 11th year. Yeah.
Was it always this time of year, even in the beginning?
It was
or-
always around April when
Okay.
they came here.
Okay.
The Nor'easter guys started coming here, and then it slowly transferred to, I don't know if you know, on Vortex, Hair Power, and
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy Mooney. They
I
ran
haven't
it
seen
for a
those
couple
names
years,
in a
and
long time.
Grant,
Yeah.
and Edwin was running it, and then they kind of got out of it, and they said, who wants to do it? And I said, I'll give it a try, and then I did it.
And that's when your life just started going down.
And that's when 6 months of the year you start.
Yeah. So
Wookies.
actually, I'd like to go in a little bit about that. Like, how much does this really take away from
Well,
what you do?
I mean, I do what I need to do, but, I kind of am one of those people that like to worry too much about shit. So you try to make things happy and fun, and
Right.
you want everybody to have a good time. So you put a little work into it, a couple hours,
And I think a couple hours a day.
Yeah, a couple hours a day.
But
for a couple months.
I think a little bit of your worrying it makes the event that much better. If
Well, that's what we're trying to
Yeah, and definitely a huge shout out again. Like I said in the beginning, I don't want to take away from anyone that helps you put this all together. I know you've mentioned some of the names. Grant still helps you with things.
Grant.
Mike. Some.
Mike was up tonight.
Yeah.
Sump, Tim, John Barnhouse,
Yeah.
Riley and Beth and John.
Yeah.
Tim's friends from Michigan have been coming out for years and helping us get everything together and coordinate everybody getting in and out. And
Because
it's a big pain in the butt.
Let's face
It's
it, one
hours
person.
of their time.
Yeah, one person could
on
not
their
do this all,
vacation
Yeah.
to do this stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So they're dedicated, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. So what keeps you coming back?
Because he fucking runs.
I mean,
it. We discussed
other
this
than
already.
that, if someone could tell you tomorrow that
I like
hey,
misery.
so
I
even
like to torture myself.
well,
and it's a
months out of the
challenge,
year.
and nobody else is going to do it if I don't do it. Maybe I don't know. I like to
but
do it.
what if someone told you tomorrow, like, hey, Abe, you can retire. You can. We'll take this. We'll maybe still come to you for a couple questions, but you can relax. Would you still? I mean, you'd still come, right?
Sure.
Why
I'd
not?
probably still do it.
He can't let it go.
Abe will die
hard,
doing
you know?
this.
It's fun to do. It's a lot of fun. It's weird.
Yeah.
I never really envisioned myself like
An event
it's like planning
coordinator.
a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Designing graphics and
Yeah.
making stuff and watching YouTube videos of how to make vectors and cut and paste shit and
Yes.
learn how to do stuff.
And that's something. Even starting my own business, it was if I don't know how to do something. Well, if you don't know how to do something, there's two things you can do. You can either learn how to do it yourself, or you pay someone to do it for you.
Or you watch YouTube videos.
Well, that's learning how to
Which
do it
learn-
yourself.
learning how to
Yeah,
do it.
right.
Come on.
And I've learned.
Hey, YouTube's the best.
how to teach.
Louie over here. Come on, Casper.
I can say that now that I'm live because I usually just say, well, I'm listening to the podcast. Come on, Casper.
Which he listened on the way here. He caught up on a couple, and he said he was just screaming in the car. And, me, though, not you.
No, I mean, hey, it's all good. It's all good. I think he's just mad that... I think he's as mad as I am about all of the money that's been dumped into my wagon. That is
clearly.
I told him we got to put him on blast already. It's been too many episodes.
Yeah,
that's true. I might put him on blast this week because I haven't got any response.
I think when he finally does get rid of the car, he's still going to talk about it.
Oh my god, yeah, are you kidding me?
Do you remember they went 10?
Did you know that I saw fucking 5 fantastic Volvos?
Wait,
on
did you see the
today?
old? Did you see
the Amazon and the 240?
Oh.
You kidding me? They were fucking glorious.
Anyway, so one thing I always find funny, you always see like after car shows where it's like, well, you always see people who are butthurt after a show, they didn't like something, and you always see organizers say, well, if you don't like it, go, do it yourself. Have you ever had that thought process of like, well, if you don't like it, maybe you should just do it yourself? Or do you just take the criticism and go, well, next year maybe we could incorporate that?
A little of both.
Yeah.
Sometimes I try not to get on the internet and say things. Sometimes I do.
But the internet's such a good place.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is, If you didn't like something, I'm sorry. We try to make everybody happy, and
which I don't think that's been the case.
That's all we
here.
could do. You know what I mean? We do the best we can do. So I think we do a really good job.
I will say, I will agree. Yes,
absolutely.
I personally think that I don't see any negative feedback after the events for many years.
I didn't get my sticker. I didn't get this.
Yeah, that's literally probably the extent of.
Win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get my free hat. My trucker hat. Where's my hat?
I am expecting a $180 refund on all the raffle tickets that I purchased today, though.
Yes, all people who didn't win should send in their refund.
Will be refunding everyone. Happy birthday, Chase, by the way.
Happy birthday, Chase.
Happy birthday.
I said to Louie when we were sitting down, I know who Chase is, but I've never met Chase. I've seen him. I know who he is.
He's a guy. He's been around for a long time coming. Every time he's here, he's always helping everybody, fixing their car, doing this and that. He's a good guy. He's Chase. And happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Chase. One thing we didn't ask is, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
The hood.
Not the hood. I live in the burbs. I'm from the burbs of Chicago.
Oh, we got a burbs. And so, how far is the drive to that?
From here?
Yeah.
It's like 640 miles or something.
How
like
far is it?
hours,
How far is it from Miami?
18 hours.
Well, because you're like, from here? Well, yeah, from here. That's what. Wait, can I quiz you on
something? It's been a long day, dude.
How far is it from Austin, Texas?
I have no fucking
clue. Man, I thought we were onto something there.
I'd say it's 16 hours from Austin.
You might be right. Fuck.
Vegas?
We have no internet. Can't fact check.
I've never been to Vegas.
22 hours.
Have you been to Vegas?
I have. I flew.
I've never been.
Sorry. Anywho, did you guys come down together? Because I know you're from the same area.
Abe came a day earlier.
I came a day early. I came a day early.
Okay.
I think you were supposed to come that night or something, weren't you?
No.
Anyway, they came down. We came down the same route. They had some troubles. But Louis came through with the spare, luckily, and he was able to help his buddies. So that's another great thing about the event. Everybody's always here to help each other.
It's a family.
And there's a couple cars down. One guy, his supercharger wasn't working, and his MAF wasn't working, and another guy.
Brandon gave him his supercharger belt. Brandon had an extra belt.
Luke and Clint were out here helping everybody today. Yep. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's that's been the recurring theme, is asking people what they love the most about this, and it's like a family reunion. I know we talked about that. It's I only get to see you guys once a year, which is probably a good thing, because I think some people can only take me for maybe 5 minutes at a time, which I'm okay with that. I mean, sorry, I'm jacked up on the spirit of the RBQ right now. I'm not down from that high yet. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was a very good time.
Did you like the food?
Yeah.
Of course we love the food.
I forgot to eat.
The
food was good.
Food was banging, man.
I got some food on the side. So
that chicken was what?
It was good.
You get the pulled chicken. I
And the chicken, the potato salad.
Of course you have the potato salad.
Of course I had the fucking potato salad.
Polacks.
All day.
Potatoes. I feel like there's so much more we need to talk about, and I don't know what to do.
Well, we should put Louis on blast a little bit because he's sitting over there in the corner, like trying to hide behind the mic and stuff. So,
And Louis helped out too a lot tonight. But
Absolutely.
Forgot to mention Louis.
Absolutely. You were when you were holding up the floor mats. I'm like, he's like a showgirl in between rounds.
That's exactly what I was going for. Hopefully, Pavel got some good pictures of that.
I bet you there's none because that's too incriminating. But that I leaned over to Chris. I'm like, he's like a showgirl at UFC. Just the next round.
That's exactly what I was going for.
that's awesome.
But no, some good raffle items this year.
You know,
It's as
we
though
beg sponsors for stuff.
yeah.
They give us some stuff. We raised some money for some charities. This year we did pretty good, I think.
Now
It looked like it was pretty good.
here's something that's interesting when it comes to the sponsors thing. Do you have to ask? Do people ask you?
We have
to
some
donate?
sponsors who approach us, and
Right.
I approach some sponsors, and it's a kind of give and take, and they're all willing to help out, and they're willing to get on board once we explain what's happening. They kind of look and see what we've been doing, and we've raised over $30,000, I think, since 2012.
20,000 of that has been from Brandon's raffle.
And Jamal. And you know, it's pretty cool.
That is really good. This year, the proceeds went to the Blount County
And Comer Children's Hospital in Chicago.
Awesome.
And
It was last year that way too, right?
they went that way too last year. Yeah.
That's awesome. That really
Yeah.
is. And I think that might help some of the sponsors' willingness to give because they realize this
Hope
isn't
so.
just some
Yeah.
scene kid show that people are coming to. You're actually doing some good. They realize this is a good community. This is not just a bunch of people getting around to do burnouts, you know, and be reckless. You know,
I think that's why they like it the best. So
that's why
people
Volkswagen
that come
of
here
America
support our
comes here.
sponsors,
You
and
know,
Volkswagen now supports us,
Yep.
and we're thankful for that.
Thank you, Volkswagen.
thank you, Volkswagen. Yeah,
That's really
Thanks,
awesome.
Sean.
yeah, that is. I don't,
Patrick, you too.
I don't know of too many other manufacturers that support their
Seriously,
enthusiasts
yeah.
to that level.
No, it's really amazing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely. Well, I will be definitely coming back for my 6th year next year.
And you for sponsoring us again and again.
Fine, I'll toot my own horn a little bit. No, I really appreciate the opportunity. It's big, and I'm really happy that Louie and I did a little co-project this year.
That was awesome.
So we might
Enjoyed it.
We might do it again next year. Never know.
Awesome. There's something there for
Yeah.
everybody. You know?
Absolutely.
A little of this.
And
a
not
little-
everyone can donate a turbo, you know. Just,
No, and that's
You know?
the thing.
yeah. Which
So it depends on exactly. It depends on the year. It depends on a sponsor. It depends on what's available, what they want to get rid of or pass on or whatever you want to call it. And
I won my first one last year, and I probably will never win another one.
yeah, same.
I got very lucky.
I won last year as well, and then
Our whole table won last year.
except for Mike and Eric. Mike and Eric did a win.
Eric-
Dom won. You won, and I won. I won the detailing kit. You won
I won the
fluid damper, and Dom won the cams.
Mm.
It was a high dollar table.
Yeah,
That's a nice
yeah. We were like close to 2K.
Yeah.
And then I tried to diversify and spread my seed everywhere this year, and I couldn't. I didn't fucking win anything.
Does Gabby know about this?
Shh.
Oh, okay.
Spread my financial seed.
Oh, financial. Oh,
Yes.
oh my bad.
I was upset. I really had a feeling. I had a good feeling. I was like, I'm gonna get something. I'm like, I don't care what
Now,
it is.
You're kind of.
My goal was just to leave like not stock.
You had told me that you're calling rigged,
Oh,
possibly, for the.
well, I was
cost.
because. First of all right, let's just take this into no, not rigged, mistaken.
news.
Because who dumps? First of all, who dumps the ticket into an exhaust and forgets and leaves? One.
That's not a cheap.
Two.
Does that happen?
I had the initial ticket
HPA
number.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the initial ticket number that was being called for the exhaust with 2 digits reversed.
So he thinks Mike. Might
I
have
think
been
maybe,
dyslexic.
but it is what it is.
Possibility.
No, it's all good, but but it's not all good.
Calling you out, Mike.
HPO owes me a quad pack. Quad pack.
Meet
But-
us by the bike racks. We're gonna fight.
But no. I mean, honestly, I thought that I felt like last year the reason I won the detailing kit is because I put a bunch of tickets in because there wasn't really that much that was there for a Mark V that year that I was interested in. But this year with the 6, I felt like my options were way more open. So,
But it's definitely.
it still doesn't change the fact that they sound like shit. But
It's a Gorf. It's a Gorf.
it's a Gorf.
It definitely comes down to luck. I mean, for the sound, the
Yeah.
speakers, I put 150 in, and
Nothing.
But I still cheered. I cheered my ass off when somebody else won. I cried inside though.
He did.
I borrowed that money from my daughter's piggy bank. I honest to God did.
It wasn't in her piggy bank. It was left on the
correct,
side.
Yes.
I heard the story.
Yes, she left it out, so that's
So it's
on
her fucking fault, obviously.
I will pay her back with interest. It would have been nice to pay her back with interest and a nice sound system to listen to her music on. But
So she's gonna get $151, $170.
it depends on how I feel like after I get home tomorrow, and if she's been good. Otherwise, she'll just get the $150 and nothing more. But we'll see. It's a stinger. Kia stinger.
I really want to drive the Kia.
I want to
Did
drive.
you guys do that?
No.
No, we didn't do it yet. We really.
I think we might
is it
actually
even
have to
out
write.
Yet?
No, it's not out.
It's not out yet.
I think we actually need to write somebody.
Dear Kia person,
Dear Kia of America.
we expect a fully loaded Stinger
A
624 Hull Court Road.
Yes, 6224.
6224.
Yes. No, that would be cool. I would really like that.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm gonna throw this question out. This will be the last question. If you could have one car to bring down here, other than what you have,
Ooh.
in
I know my answer.
in a perfect world, just if you could pick one car to bring down here, I'm not gonna do the money is no object thing, but hypothetically, to Wookies in the Woods, to Tail of the Dragon, what would that be?
That's a tough one. Maybe limit it somehow.
No. You
Straight
limit it
open?
in your own mind. I don't care.
Volkswagen Polo.
An up.
That's a crazy question. Yeah.
Because we all know the road. It's a very technical road. It's a
Yeah.
very fun road.
Yeah.
Previous 2 years, my car has not been here, so I'm just very happy.
Your
that
answer
my
is your car.
is here this year.
That's true. I rarely got to actually. I came with my buddy's car for the past couple of years. I left my car at home even because I was stupid. But I wouldn't mind driving a Mark IV all weekend, honestly.
Because you never brought your Mark IV down here?
I never brought my Mark IV
Okay.
down here. I've driven it on the Dragon. I've driven it around. It's a lot of fun. I drove Caesar's car, and it was the fastest car I've ever driven, probably. It was pretty incredible.
Wow.
So I'd like to take Caesar's car out for the weekend, maybe.
Which is, explain
It's
to
a Mark IV custom turbo, 600 horsepower, beast rocket ship fucking machine.
Okay. No, does he have a build thread?
I have no,
No,
none
there's
of
no
that
build
shit.
Because I would have.
He had like a bunch of people build it and this
Okay.
and that and blah blah blah, and ended up going custom, I think, at the end. But
Nice.
he won the best build.
Right.
tonight.
Right.
It's crazy.
I
wouldn't
wish,
mind driving that around.
I wish I would have got. I didn't get to see the car. I've heard of it.
It'll be down at the fire. Come on down. He'll take you for a drive.
I have to see what the lady's doing, or I leave her. I don't know. So Louis, you said it's your car.
I'm happy to drive my car.
Or Louis' car.
Louis got some work done. His car's got some work done.
Every single performance mod and naturally aspirated mod that's available for the Mark R32 is on it.
Did you get you have both wave track diffs in or no?
That's the only thing that's not installed.
But you have.
I
They're
have it.
purchased.
It's in a
They're
box.
purchased and waiting.
You have the front in or no?
Front is in.
So you still have the rear that has.
Your
to
rear has to be installed.
All right.
What about you?
I don't have an answer. I just posed
Get the
question.
fuck out of here. No, don't. No, none of that bullshit. No. Let's do it.
It's hard.
Clearly, we're
it
all
was a pretty
explaining
crazy question.
attainable cars,
Yeah.
so try to stay within that realm.
It is really hard. I literally just
I
came up
wouldn't
with
mind a stock Mark IV R32.
just a Mark IV R32.
Anything. It would be fun.
It's hard because obviously I've only my first year I did bring my GLI, my Stance Revolution GLI, which did actually hold up pretty well down here. But we brought the R32 as well too. We brought two cars. I love that the evolution of the R throughout all the years that we've had it performs better each year that it comes down here, which is awesome. So it's hard for me to really think of another car I'd like to drive. Maybe a Cayman.
Okay.
A Cayman S or something, or just a Cayman.
Yeah.
That whole mid-motor rear drive, I think that would be a blast. Who
Patrick had one out here
Yes.
a couple years ago.
who has one this year? The blue one.
Oh, I don't know.
Who's the
Haven't
blue
seen
one?
it.
It was over down.
Yeah, Yellow Fogs. It was
Right.
over by where Joe is staying,
Yeah.
down there at the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
Big
So
sticker.
yeah, someone has it.
Someone
missed
has
it.
it.
Yeah, brand new, newer
Well, then
one. Yeah,
that
718.
car, then.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely love a Cayman down here. I think that would be a lot of fun. I got to ride in one once. I never got to drive it, sadly, but I think just that balance would be nice. And what Volvo would you like to bring down here?
Nope. Nope. No Volvo. I would not bring a Volvo.
You'd bring a bike?
If I had no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I wouldn't bring my bike.
Although it would be fun.
I don't know how much balls I would have to really ride the Dragon. That's I don't know, on a bike. Like, that's fucking
The balls.
the variables are just so much more intense.
The variables.
The variables intensify highly. If there was one car that I was going to bring that is in this somewhat attainable realm, here
Chrysler Crossfire.
it would be
The AMG version.
an E36 M3.
There's
And
one down here.
There are 3 down here. The black one is LS
yes.
swapped.
Yep, that's
The
Chris.
white one
Yep.
is nice, and then the Estero blue is fucking
Where's
Mr.
mint.
Sump?
That's Matt's
Oh, that's
car.
Matt. Yeah,
That
that's
thing
right.
is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Go look in the wheel wells.
Extra sexy.
Toothbrush.
It's
Really?
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
No, that car
Nice.
it's mint.
Matt Sump is very meticulous with his details.
It is mint.
When he had a bad elbow, of course, I was able to do his cars. But other than that, he
Yeah,
loves
that
detailing
is
his
that
cars.
is for anybody that knows me. That is the one car that I've wanted.
The
since
white
I was
one is
17.
a lady driver.
It is.
not?
It is indeed. It
That's
is.
Tim's.
That's Tim's car.
The white one?
Riley drove it down for him. He flew in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That's Tim's car.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. There you go.
Well, who's the blue one then?
Matt
Max.
Sump.
Wait. Who's the white one again? I'm sorry.
Tim.
Tim. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
I'll get my
That
people
would be
mixed
my
up there
car.
for a second. I get it now. Did you
Not-
bring the bike too or no?
Yes.
Okay.
His buddy trailered those down for him.
Nice. I think we followed the M3 in
Yeah, we did.
when we first got here, which was
Yeah.
nice.
And again, it's not some kind of crazy car, but it's the one car I've wanted for a decade, and I've just never bought one. And I would definitely a stock fucking car. I wouldn't care. Just yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Good times.
good times. Well, this has been good. I honestly I think I wish I could sit here all day and do this, but as we're recording this, it is quarter to midnight on the final day
It
down
is.
here.
It is.
I know we're heading back in the morning, so I really appreciate you stopping in.
We appreciate you.
No, you don't lie. I don't contribute anything valuable to this community. Let's face that. Except a good cheering table at the barbecue. That's
all
about
that
it.
was the best cheering table.
That was
Congratulations.
Well, it was the
You
only
win the best
cheering
table award.
table.
I enjoyed the slow claps.
It got good toward the end. That was Chris's idea. He's like, dude, we all do it simultaneously until the person stands up. He's like, because everyone's taking forever to stand up. Let's do that. I'm like, all right, let's go for it. We got to own it.
That was a good plan.
Do it. And then the pickle thing. Well, that was actually behind us. That was I think Argon.
That's the only reason I put tickets in. I didn't want the shifter. I
Is
hot mama
I
pickle.
just wanted the pickle.
Have you had it before?
I have not had a hot mama.
Have you?
No, I have not.
I'm interested.
I'm
I have to talk to
intrigued.
the guys at Apex to see if they could send you a hot mama pickle.
They're right next door.
Hey,
Maybe I should just walk over. and
go
say-
knock.
They might have one.
Y'all got some of them pickles.
they are from the area, aren't they? They're North Carolina. Apex, North
Are
Carolina.
they?
Apex in North Carolina.
Yeah. The town is named Apex.
that's where they make the
That's
pickles.
fantastic.
Wait, is the pickle made in Apex?
That is fantastic. Well then, I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. So, thank you, Louis, for coming back.
Love it.
And Abe, thank you. I mean, I think that I can speak for everyone that is here and anyone who's ever come to a Wookiees event for all that you do. I know I talked to you throughout the year as you're doing this, and I don't even want to pretend like we know what's going on in your head, but
I don't know what's going on, guys. I just kind of wing this whole thing.
I'm just
It
happy to
works
be
out
here.
kinda. Just happy to be here.
but we thank you. Awesome,
Hey.
awesome event. Keep it going.
Everybody's welcome. I'm glad everybody has a good time.
Yes,
Thank you, Abe. We love you.
We love you, Louie.
and that's the goals. Happy and go
Yeah.
home safe.
That's the best.
Get home safe.
Get home
Word.
safe. Keep it
Don't
between the
break
mayo
your
and the
sugar.
mustard, and don't go over.
That's right. And then we'll see you in April.
That's see you in April.
See you in April. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, my sides.
Oh, that was good. Oh, hello.
Hello, hi everyone.
Oh, well, we hope you all enjoyed the Wookies in the Woods episode of Gear Shift. I know I did.
Hell yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, well, that's it. We're not going to do a co-driver of the week this week because of the hodgepodge of putting everything together, but
Yep.
we'll be back next week. And until then,
This has been Gear Shift.
we'll see you on the road. Gear Shift Podcast is a production of Gear Shift. If you have any questions, please email us at gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook.